It's a hot, sunny day here in Paso Robles, California. I wish that I was able to have a refreshing, delicious sparkling wine, maybe made in a Prosecco style, and definitely made from grapes entirely from this area. But until this year, that really wasn't possible. This is PasoSecco. This wine, PasoSecco, was made by a good friend of mine, Kern. When I heard that a friend was making wine, I really hoped it would be good. After tasting it, this absolutely is a great sparkling wine. And so I flew out to California to meet with Chris and to talk about PasoSecco and learn more about how he made it in the process.
Hi there, I am Kern. I am the founder and vintner of PasoSecco, the first and only Charmat-style sparkling wine brand here in Paso Robles, using exclusively Paso Robles fruit. We are using a different technique than champagne. We're doing it in that Charmat method as opposed to the méthode traditionnelle. The Charmat method is the style of sparkling wine production used primarily in Italy to make Prosecco wines. It is what's known as a tank fermentation style. So with traditional champagnes, or what they call méthode traditionnelle, you do your secondary fermentation within the bottle. But in the Charmat method, you do your secondary fermentation in a giant sealed pressurized tank. So you can do larger vats of wine in a faster time, which is what we love. It's definitely not Prosecco because we're not using the Glera grape, and we're producing it here in Paso Robles, not in northeastern Italy. So very important designations on those two. But what we're striving to be is really the sparkling wine of note here in Paso Robles and really across the Central Coast. So I've been coming up to Paso Robles for almost 20 years, lived here for nearly 10, and I've had just about every job in the wine industry that one can have outside of making your own wine. I've worked there and at a couple places over there, and it was important to me that the wine that I make showcase the legacy, the quality, and what makes Paso Robles one of the best wine regions in California, and I think we nailed that with PasoSecco. The other thing we love about Paso Robles is just the small town feel. We're here in downtown in our town square. Beautiful little shops. You've got about 30 tasting rooms down here from different wineries. It's just such a fun, vibrant place to be. A small, dedicated community of winemakers who are very supportive of each other. It's not at all competitive or cutthroat. Everybody gets along, everybody helps each other, and it's really a great place to not only make great wine, but to make the best bubbles in PasoSecco. So when I was putting in the 2.5 years of research that went into our first vintage of PasoSecco, one of the things I knew is that we didn't want to make a traditional sparkling wine using traditional grapes. So no Chardonnay, no Pinot Meunier, no Pinot Noir. We want to do something different. I am a huge lover of Rhone grapes, and so we looked at white Rhone varietals, and to give us the aromatics, the acidity that we needed, Grenache Blanc was the perfect grape for us. And fortunately here in beautiful Paso Robles, it grows in abundance, so we had no problem finding some excellent Grenache Blanc to go into our first vintage of PasoSecco. Got a very talented winemaker in Elizabeth Kuhlman. Her entire raison d'etre is making dry, still white wines, so she was the perfect winemaker to make the base wine for our PasoSecco. Because we have a really long growing period here, we can monitor those acid levels, those sugar levels, make sure our pH hits right where we want it to be, so we can pull those grapes early, still have great sugar production, but know that our acidity is going to be high enough and our alcohol will be low enough to make a real world-class sparkling wine. PasoSecco has a beautiful fresh squeezed lime and green apple candy note right on the attack. You get this beautiful, almost Hostess fruit pie lemon curd flavor mid palate, and what I like most about PasoSecco is it has a very short, quick, clean finish due to that high effervescence, those big fat bubbles that we're producing. Really cleanses the palate so that it's great to pair with food, everything from oysters and fried chicken to creamier cheeses, fettuccine alfredo, but you're always ready for a second glass. It's high acidity, very mouth-watering, really quenches the palate. It's just a magnificent wine, if I do say so myself. If you're coming to Paso and want to try PasoSecco for yourself, well, you're going to want to stop right here at the corner of 12th and Pine Street, because we're going to be partnering with Dracaena Wines to pour PasoSecco here at this tasting room every weekend Probably starting right now. Come on in, let's take a look.